Alright guys, tomorrow we got a big game on our hands. I really think this is going to be one of those swing games where it decides where we go this year. I think that in these next 4 games, we're going to see that against the Cardinals and this game against Chicago because, the Colts and Jaguars, I kind of have a feeling where those games are going to go, but these 2 games are huge, and this one in particular to me because this is a game that if we're even decent this year, I think we should win. I don't think that Chicago team is very good. So, let's talk. I think it's going to be a good game. We got a lot of issues right now. I got some minor concerns with this team that are going to blow up if we don't win this game in all likelihood. But looking at the injury report right now, Mebane had a full practice yesterday, so he's listed as questionable, but I gotta believe he'll play because he was able to do a full practice. Hushmanzada, I don't see how he doesn't play. He had 2 full practices in a row. Matt, just forget about it. Hasselbeck's not playing. We're gonna have to roll with Wallace, and well, we're gonna have to roll with him. So as far as backups go, there aren't that many out there I'd rather have than Wallace. Last year, Wallace played well enough to win in a lot of games, but we didn't get the win for other reasons. So if he plays like he played last year, and our defense or our running game or other elements of this team step up, we'll be good. Locklear didn't practice all week. He's out. That really frustrates me because we are getting Walter Jones back. He's listed as questionable, but Walter Jones will probably play tomorrow, and now we lose Locklear, so Ray Willis is going to have to step it up. If Fry gets in there, he's going to have to play well, but I don't think it's a huge thing with Locklear, I mean as in long-term injury, but not having him, I really don't like that because I think he's one of the more underrated right tackles in the league. He's had ups and downs, but for the most part he's been pretty solid for us and probably one of the more underrated players on this team over the last 5 years. Tutupu, doubtful, so I'm scratching him out. He didn't practice all week, and that's probably the worst one. That one really gets me because he was looking good against St. Louis, and then he got hurt and didn't come back in, and now he's hurt again, and God, I hate it. I really do, but I don't think we're going to have him for Chicago. But again, we have good backup. I'm sorry. We have good backup linebackers. Hawthorne, Herring, D.D. Lewis, etc., etc. Got to roll with those guys. Justin Griffin, probably not. Damn it. Sorry, there are flies everywhere in this house lately. Doubtful, didn't practice all week, but I'm not too worried about that because we have Owen Schmidt. Jesus Christ. Leroy Hill obviously out, but we know he's going to be out until November, so that's no big thing. Chris Spencer, we're going to get Chris Spencer back. I'm glad because Steve Vallos, he's a warrior, but I didn't like what I saw from his snaps. So I'm glad we're getting Chris Spencer back. He's not an elite player. He's not a great player, but he gets the job done, and I like him better than Steve Vallos because Chris Spencer can actually snap the ball. Josh Wilson, obviously out, going to be out for a while. I know, but secondary's in trouble. Ken Lucas, limited practice on Wednesday and Thursday, but he had a full practice yesterday, so I'm guessing he'll play, but he's listed as questionable. Deion Branch practiced all week, so he'll be playing, looks like. And Travis Fisher, a guy that we might have to use because Trufant and Wilson won't be playing. Travis Fisher is probable. Looks like he'll play and he'll get a chance to play. So, long list of issues, but we got to work through this. I mean, if you look at New England, with all the things they're going to have to put up this week against Atlanta, Randy Moss questionable, Wes Welker questionable, Julian Edelman questionable. That leaves them with potentially no wide receivers of note. So this game, Urlacher's obviously out for the year, so we won't be seeing him at all. Guys, with Wallace out, with Wallace in, I think the main thing we lose is Houshmandzadeh's ability to be dominant, because Matt and TJ had this camaraderie going, and they were really clicking in the preseason and clicking in camps, and they started to click in the games. And with Matt out, I don't know if we're going to get that camaraderie with between Wallace and Houshmandzadeeh. So I'm a little concerned about the overall effectiveness of our pass game, but the talent of these guys should still be able to get the job done. Because that Chicago secondary, it's been playing okay this year, but they have issues in that secondary. People always getting hurt, people getting burned, people being inconsistent. So with our receivers, there's no reason why we shouldn't be able to get something of a passing game going, but we need to learn how to run the ball. We really do, because I don't like what I see from Greg Knapp so far this year. I have not liked his play calling this year. He runs in 3rd and long, and there was a 3rd and 2 last week against San Francisco where he threw a fade, 20-yard fade to the end zone, and that made me lose my mind. But really, we're going to have to learn how to run the ball, because Greg Knapp has always been a running coach, and that's not going to change. I think the talent on this team is built toward being a passing team, but Greg Knapp is going to make us run, so we got to figure it out. Julius, Forsett, Edge, whoever it is, I don't care who it is, but we got to learn how to run. And this Bears team, they lost Dusty Dvorak this preseason. He's out for the whole year. They don't have Urlacher, so if it's a chance for us to really run the ball well. I mean, obviously we ran the ball well against St. Louis. We didn't run the ball well against San Francisco. I was not surprised by that, but somebody's going to have to show me something, because without Hasselbeck out there, I think Houshmandzadeeh's effectiveness will be limited, because he'll be working with Wallace. Defensively, we have to force a couple turnovers. These first 2 weeks, we couldn't force a turnover. I mean, we forced one, but it was special teams, not defense. And Cutler, that's what he does. According to Casey Joyner, over 5% of his passes give turnover opportunities to the defense, which is well above the league average. So, I mean, it might even be more than that, but Cutler gives defenses opportunities to force turnovers like no other quarterback in this league. We have to take advantage. I don't know who it is. I don't know, but it needs to happen. It really does. I mean, forcing turnovers is something that I was really getting into this team last year for not being able to do, and it's got to happen. So I think it'll be a good game. I'm not guaranteeing a win or anything like that. I don't feel exceedingly confident, but I expect to win. I expect us to go out there, play a tough game, a good game, but I expect us to come out with the win. If we don't, I'm going to start thinking. But if we can get this win, we'll be right where I thought we would be. And we have a chance to take a week or two to get healthy, because next up we play the Colts, and if we lose this game, Colts game becomes kind of a must-win, and I don't think we're going to win that one, because Josh Wilson and Marcus Trufant are not going to play in that game. So Peyton is going to just light us up, I'm afraid. So yeah, that's really about it, guys. We have to figure out how to run the ball. Whoever it is, however we do it, our offensive coordinator is not going to let us become a passing team, so we got to figure out how to run the ball well. And defensively, we need a turnover. That's about all I got. I'm out.